Hello, everyone. I am Sophia Ring, SP Saturn the 7th, and you are watching Anime Egotists. Enjoy!
What's bonking, guys, and welcome back to Anime Egotists. My name's Alex, and you don't want to meet my Elite Four because they'll just kick you out. They don't want to battle you.
They didn't even let me go up to talk to him. They just threw me out. I wasn't even battling them.
Yeah,
And I'm
there's a
Richard.
special spot on. There's a door that says. There's a picture that says "Do not let him in."
We decided that we wanted to do a video talking about Pokemon that we like better than their final evolutions.
That's right, Richard. I was waiting for you to say your name, but
I
but
said it already.
no, no. But the weird thing is, like, I love a lot of Pokemon. There's very few I dislike, but sometimes I look at the final evolution and I go, I liked you better beforehand. Go back, go back.
Exactly. There's plenty of those that, especially for me, I noticed it's a lot of the ones that got later evolutions.
That's correct. So that's what we're here to talk about. Pokemon we liked better before they evolved. Would you like to start us off?
I'll go right ahead. So, this is kind of the Pokemon that inspired this list, I'm pretty sure. And for me, I always liked Grovyle better than Sceptile. It was, I guess, mainly because Ash had it, I think, longer than Sceptile in the anime. Um, I was never a big fan of Sceptile's like fur tree tail thing that it has. So I just always really liked the more sleeked design of the Grovyle, where it already has leaf blades and all that. It was just my preference on this one.
I actually like all of the like once again, as we talked about, Gen 3 kind of has the hey, all these starter evolutions kind of are good. So I can't really agree or disagree. I like all of them.
Yeah, I again, this one is just my very much my preference. I really like, and I like the like one single leaf that comes out of his head. It's just my opinion. Like this is probably my favorite middle evolution of any Pokemon.
Yeah. Then again, Ash's Grovyle fell in love, evolved, and then got heartbroken and couldn't do attacks for 3 episodes for like 3 episodes. So not exactly the best start for Sceptile. That was weird.
I don't remember it doing that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the evolution
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah. Once again, I'm almost done with Battlefront here. It's both better and stranger than I remember it being.
Thing.
Yeah, but I don't disagree. I can't fully agree, but I can't hate that pick necessarily.
So what's your first one?
All right, so I kind of did this generation by generation, except Gen 7. I couldn't come up with anything for Gen 7, but I went Poliwhirl over Poliwrath.
I can get behind one.
Look, Poliwhirl itself is kind of cool. Like it starts standing up and it starts being able to throw hands, and then Poliwrath is just slightly bigger Poliwhirl with a grimace on its face. It's like look, after a while, I grew to enjoy Politoed because I'm like, okay, it's at least different, but at the same time, just like, oh, it's just slightly bigger and like kind of mean looking. I don't know. Oh, you could have probably stopped at Poliwhirl, all things considered, because Poliwrath, I don't know. It feels, I'm trying to say this in the nicest way possible. It feels like one of the more uninspired evolutions. When Poliwhirl to me is just cool.
Yeah. Poliwag felt like enough of a change because it loses its little tail and gains arms. But yeah, I can agree. It literally just looks like Poliwhirl hit the gym when it evolves to Poliwrath. I like Poliwrath and maybe want to use it one day, but I do agree that Poliwhirl is probably my favorite of the line.
Yeah, it's not the most egregious one, but I'm also just one of those people where it's like, if you're not going to change more about it, maybe don't do, maybe don't bother. But then again, there's one coming up on my list where I'm like, it's too different. I'm sorry. I like the second form more than I like the second one more than the final one. And I'm just now liking Toad, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, you have to trade for it? No, I'm good. No.
Period evolutions Although I really like some of the trade evolution finals, so I didn't really include them.
Oh, I did too. I just don't like the fact that you have to trade for them. I'm like, nowadays they've outgrown it.
Yeah. Especially ever since they invented the link cable item where you can give it to the Pokemon and make it evolve for yourself without having to deal with it.
Yeah, but still, Poliwhirl over Poliwhirl over Poliwrath.
I'll go sign on that one. I can agree. So my next one, I put let's see. We'll do this one. Primate over Annihilate.
Okay.
I like Annihilate, but I don't know, it's just something about Primate being this angry ball of fluff with that goes out and fights is just a little bit more fun for me. Uh, I don't know. I used Primeape in a playthrough of Gen 1 a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it. And I did enough to get Annihilate to complete the Pokedex in Scarlet and Violet, but that was it. I didn't want to use it. It's just an over. It got so angry it died. That's literally the description of Annihilate.
You work in customer service long enough. I understand that, but I think for me, it's more the process. Oh, you have to use this move 20 times. It's like, so you're causing your Pokemon to get so angry that that's real. Look, I can kind of understand other Pokemon where it's like, oh, it died by doing this, or it's the spirit of this, but now it's like this one is exclusively your fault. So I feel almost guilty about it.
It's another good point is it's almost like, oh, you all your other Pokemon, you have to get like super high friendship to evolve. No, this one you have to literally abuse till it dies.
And I can't imagine its friendship would be too high after that, but that's that. Why do you think I never used frustration? Because like, oh, frustration is stronger if your Pokemon doesn't like you. I'm like, I'm not going to put my Pokemon through. I'm not going to do that.
Like one of the hardest moves to actually use because it's hard to get a Pokemon to get low friendship because every time you win a battle, friendship goes up. Every time you use an item on the Pokemon, the friendship goes up.
Well, to be
Walking with
fair,
it
some of
doesn't.
the herbs you can use are actually easier to get than like Max Revive and stuff like that. It's like, but they're so big, your Pokemon will be like, "What are you doing?" Which, yeah, I feel too. I wasn't co-signing at first, but we've turned me around now because I'm like, I feel way too guilty putting my Pokemon through this.
I think it's a good. There's some good reasons to like Primate better than Annihilate.
Yeah, or Mankey because he Mankey made Ash catch a donut that episode instead of the Mankey. It's like I caught a donut instead. I'm like, Ash, that's an improvement, dude. Take what you can get.
You gotta love the 4 Kids dub.
Yeah, but I can co-sign.
All right. So what's your second one?
Okay, boy. Hey, Vigoroth over Slaking.
Okay, I will co-sign on this one right away.
Look, I understand that slaking is cool and powerful, but as a kid, the whole oh it's loafing around thing really frustrated me because I'm like because as a kid you're trying to win as fast as possible. You're not trying you don't really think about it. But in all honesty, I just think Vigoroth is one of the cooler looking Pokemon. I like its aggressive nature. There's something about it that I always just ended up really liking to the point where I'm like, here's an Everstone. Yeah, you're good.
Never used a Slacking, and it was just because, well, one, I didn't realize I could catch uh Slack off in the forest, and then uh when I finally realized it, I was like, well, I already knew what its ability was and did not like it. I was like, why does it always loaf around? That's not fun.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. Oh, Norman and Ash battling in the series is a really good battle. I enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm just like, you have to have a lot of patience with this Pokemon. And in some cases, I could do it, but not for this one. Especially because I'm like I said, Vigoroth to me is just really cool.
Yeah, it feels like it should be like getting stronger and staying active, but I guess it's supposed to be like a implied, okay, you start off slower as a kid, you get faster in your middle years, and then once you're at a certain age, you start slowing back down. But I'm like, I still don't like the premise.
Yeah, admire the concept, but I don't know. Maybe if it had a different evolution where it like kept up the intensity or something like a branching evolution or something like that. But who knows? Who knows? That's a different video for another day.
Sign, though, I think I do 100% agree. Vigoroth is the best of the line.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so my third one, I picked Torracat from the Litten line.
Okay.
I am one of those that really was like, ooh, I may actually pick the fire starter because when I saw Torracat, but then when they revealed that oh god, what's his name? The final one where he has the darkness lariat. I don't remember what his name is.
Incineroar.
Yeah. I did not like it. I was like, and then I got annoyed when I'm like, okay, fine, it's another fire fighting type. And then they're like, no, it's fire dark. It's like, why? It's obviously a fire fighting type. You just changed it because people were pissed that it was another firefighting type. Just embrace it. You
I
don't
mean, it was black the whole time, so it being the dark type isn't completely, is it?
it's a wrestler. Literally a WWE wrestler
Not all
with the
rest,
championship belt.
not all wrestlers are fighting types necessarily, but I don't know. This one's tricky for me because I'm okay with it, but I do kind of feel like it's like, people are still talking about this one. People are upset. And also, it's a case for me when people are like, "Oh, it's the best starter in the Alola region, no contest." I'm like, the disrespect y'all are putting on Primarina's name because I'm the only person who picked Poplio, but that's more of a petty thing.
Stuck with Rowlet and got Decidueye in the end. So that was just my personal preference of the three. But like, as I said, at one point was thinking I would go with Litten and Torracat, but then again, it just and then it stands up. I thought it was going to be this like beastly fire monster cat thing, like a saber-toothed tiger. I know people were really thinking that might be what it goes with, and I can see the disappointment. I really have seen like good fan art from when people were predicting what it would be. It's like we missed out.
I don't want to talk about the fan art I've seen of Incineroar because it kind of ruins it for me even more. But yeah, I can co-sign, but it's not one I feel good about.
So your third one?
All right, Cufant over Caparaja.
Okay.
All right, this one I love both Pokemon. But I'm sorry, Cufant. It's a baby elephant. You're not beating that. I'm sorry. Like that. Hey, I've seen videos of baby elephants, and I'm like, I want to meet one so badly. I think it's so they're so adorable, even if they fall on you and crush your stomach. I don't care. I don't care. Once again, a petty reason, but I'm sorry. I just think it's so much cuter, and it does get cool when it evolves, and then it can Gigantamax. So I'm just like, I don't know. There's something about it where it's like, I don't want you to evolve.
I can see it. It is a very, very cute Pokemon to start the line, and then um, that final stage is just it's okay.
It's cool, but it's not as cute. And yeah, I'm a grown man who's like, it's so adorable. Yeah, I know. At the same time, though, it's not. It's I still like Copperage. I think it's cool. It's just like part of me is just like if it had kept a little bit of its cuteness as it evolved instead of just turning into seemingly a badass, I probably would have liked the evolution a little bit more.
I think it gets kind of blocky, which I think throws me off on it when it evolves.
Yeah, and then it becomes, oh dear God, it becomes 1,400 pounds. Good God. Yeah, you're not recovering if it falls on you.
You you think it well no, because its generation was the one that came out where we never actually spent more than like two episodes at a time in Galar, so never mind.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but yeah. But like I said, I like both Pokemon. It's just one of them is an adorable, is a baby elephant. Once again, you don't beat that. You don't beat that.
Yeah, I think I'll co-sign. I'm they're not my favorite Pokemon by any change, but I can definitely agree. I like Cufant better.
Yeah.
So my next one, I put Rhydon over Rhyperior.
Proceed.
So I just never liked the fact that it completely changed colors. Now, I mean, I think for me, this one is very much the color scheme of Rhyperior. If Rhyperior had the same color scheme as uh, Rhydon, I think I would probably like it a lot more. But the fact that it changes every pretty much color, it gets rid of completely the gray. It doesn't look. It's like this feels like it's supposed to be a separate Pokemon, except for the fact that it's got design elements of the last one.
I'm not even 100%. I'm going to be honest. I don't think I like most of the Gen 4 evolutions of. Oh, we're just. Because Gen 4 is weird because they introduce a bunch of evolutions for previous Pokemon, but they also introduce baby E forms of different Pokemon. And I'm just like, huh, it kind of feels like you could have done more just original stuff. So, yeah, Rhyperior's not really one of my favorites. It's one of the less. Like Magmortar, kind of badass. Kind of cool. Cool. But Gallade, awesome. Never gonna complain about Gallade, but this one just felt like there's something about it I'm not sure about. Even Electivire, I'm kind of on the fence on.
Yeah, just it was the Pokemon it was the one I always believed in the little statues before the gyms. That was right. It stands up. It looks kind of like it, and it's like, especially in that sprite era, it's like, ooh, that is who that is. It's like, and then they added all this stuff, and it's like, why? I liked Rhydon. He was badass, and I used him in Gen 2 back when you got him at like the end of the game. I was like, he was one of my favorites to add to my teams.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. Upon further reflection, it's not one of my favorite evolutions. But like, what? I don't know. I don't know. That's what I can co-sign on to. Like, I can evolve. No, you're good. You're good. You're all set.
So it's another one you have to get an item and then trade for it.
I'm trying not to hold that against it. Too many of these, but at the same time, yeah, that's not helping. Even Kadabra for the longest time I thought was awesome, and it's like, oh, it's this Pokemon. Now you have Alakazam because you traded back and forth with Fred. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Was it worth it though? Actually, for Alakazam, yes.
Yeah, although Gen 1 Kadabra was really good. I did a little bit of a playthrough with him. It's like, ooh, he's good enough to do without having to fully evolve.
Yeah, but I can co-sign though. Man, now I like Rhyperior a little bit less.
So your fourth one.
All right, last one before honorable mentions. Yeah,
Yep,
okay. Hey, Floette over Florges.
I can see it. I can really see it.
Okay, this is probably just for Legends ZA because the fact that you have this tiny little creature with a flower that can pretty much destroy the whole planet if it wanted to with its mega death beam does help. Oh, and especially since like this one technically, I don't know, when you do that and you give it a mega evolution and all this cool stuff and then say, oh, it can evolve after that. Well, does it evolve into something cool after that? Sort of, just without all the cool stuff beforehand. Okay. And, like I like Florges, but Floette grew on me thanks to ZA, and just it felt like a member of the team, and the fact that it helps you save the city definitely helps with the darker flower, especially when it saves you in the beginning of the game. Like, hey, you're picking on the new guy. Watch it.
Holds out the flower and goes, fires out a death beam. It's like, still haven't gotten it in ZA. I need to.
Yeah, but I like Floette. I've grown to like it more as time goes on.
Yeah, I can co-sign. Was never the biggest fan of Florges' design. The final one just it felt like it grew too much by comparison to like the other two. It's like I kind of wish you stayed small, like been like the whole uh powerful Pokemon in a small body kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, I remember an episode of Pokemon where Flabebe flies into Bonnie's hair, and she's like, "Oh, it's because I'm so pretty. It's because I'm so pretty." And Clement's like, "Oh," Leah learns, "Oh, it's because Bonnie had a flower in her hair, not because she's pretty." See, it's always good to use science, and he annoys Bonnie. I'm like, I'm glad. Like, man, if that was the same plot from Legends EA, Clement might not still be alive because Bonnie would have been like, "Get him."
Yeah, she. didn't take anything as a kid from him, and now, yeah, yeah, no.
Why do you think Bonnie's like, hey, I'm the new gym leader. What happened to your brother? Nothing you can prove.
Why do you think the area was closed?
Part of the fun of ZA is that there's no real core villain, but it being Bonnie would have been up quite the plot twist.
Just to take over the gym.
But yeah, nothing against Florges, but I just like it better before it evolves.
No, son, I think that's probably very accurate.
Yeah. All right. Honorable
All right.
mentions.
Yep. All right. So, my first honorable mention I have is Pidgeotto. I think this is mostly because I grew up with the first series of the anime, and Ash only evolved it and then let Pidgeot go. So I really liked the Pidgeotto, and then I was like, oh, it's just, and because I never really saw that episode more than like once as a kid, it was um the I just assumed that Pidgeot was a little bit bigger, not as big as they depicted as being like writable. So I just thought, oh, okay, it's just a little bit bigger and it has a mullet. That was my mindset of what Pidgeot was as a kid.
They're both just kind of the same to me. Like it's not like if my Pidgeotto evolves, I'll be like, okay, cool. But if it never did, I'd be like, it's fine. I can't really use the anime though because I feel like by comparison, Ash's Pidgeotto did not get a lot of focus compared to all of his other Pokemon. Like I liked it and thought it was cool at first, and then it disappeared because he caught all the starters. I'm like, so the anime doesn't really help or hurt one way or the other. They're both kind of just the same Pokemon to me.
I can see that. As I said, I just like Pidgeotto better than Pidgeot in design.
Yeah. I mean, he does get Pidgeot back, right? Doesn't he? When he's
I think so in the what is it?
aiming to be a Pokemon master.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody dumped on me for not wanting to watch that, and then I didn't watch it. And then everybody else watched it and hated it. And I'm like, I win.
So what's your first honorable mention?
All right. This one's gonna be a little bit hard to explain. Croagunk over Toxicroak. Croagunk just comes off to me as effortlessly cool, which once again is mainly from the anime and Brock's Croagunk. But Toxicroak feels, I don't know what it is, but Toxicroak almost feels like it's trying a little, the design's trying a little too hard. It's not bad, it's still a cool looking design, but Croagunk has a simplicity about it that I just think is effortlessly cool.
I can see it. I like adding the spikes and all that it gets when it evolves. It definitely feels like that we're trying to be a little edgy with this Pokemon by comparison to its previous evolution.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course Brock's Croagunk and the one of the Team Galactic's people's Toxicroak was a cool rivalry to have, especially when Croagunk got serious and wasn't stopping Brock from flirting with women, which I still love that it did that. But even the mystery dungeon games, Croagunk's kind of unsettling, but he's a good guy. I don't know, maybe it's because Croagunk gets more focus, but I just always thought it was cooler than Toxicroak.
I'll co-sign. I think I we did really like Croagunk and especially Brox. It was just so much fun to watch him just get poison jabbed over and over again.
Yeah, and within 2 episodes, they learned, oh, Brock and Croagunk are as close as Ash and Pikachu. So Croagunk legitimately loved Brock. It just had a weird way of showing it.
It also knew like, dude, if I don't do this, she's gonna call the cops on you. I'm getting you out of here.
Well, considering how much Brock loved Officer Jenny, that might not be a punishment. That might not be a punishment for him. So
No, they're calling everybody but Officer Jenny. They're calling not the Pokemon police, the human police.
those exist in this universe.
I don't know. Probably.
We'll figure out eventually. But yeah, like I said, it's not Toxicroak is pretty cool, but I think Croagunk doesn't have to try as hard to be cool.
Yeah, I'll co-sign on this one. As I said, I really do think it. I would probably prefer it over Toxicroak.
Yeah.
Alrighty. My next honorable mention, I put Bisharp over King Gambit.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know why. Like the Bisharp with its like more sleek design of being like, oh, I'm really it looking like a really fast, nimble steel type Pokemon, and then King Gambit's just kind of sitting there, and it gets this big sword on its head, and I know it's supposed to be like a ancient samurai, and got the uh, heavier armor and more of like the king in a chess match or something, or so I see it, but I'm like, but Bisharp, it's like it looks like it's gonna run in and defeat everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna be some of the Pokemon. I don't know. Some of the Pokemon they introduced in Gen 9 when it's like, hey, once again, we're gonna give you a good chunk of futuristic Pokemon and like prehistoric Pokemon. I'm like, I admire what you did, but it feels like there were so many that were just like, I don't know about this one. I don't know about it.
Tail with which is literally just Jigglypuff with hair.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I can co-sign on to this one, but like I will say I like them more than the Ultra Beast because the not, almost none of the like a good chunk of the Ultra Beast I was like nope, 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 no, not this one either.
Yeah, the Ultra Beasts, although met their design requirements, which were to be so out there that they were unique. That's literally what they were told to do: is make them alien, so make them as unique as possible.
Yeah, and I like the story elements behind them more than the whatever the new Pokemon we had were. But just I don't. There's something about them that was like I either really like some of these prehistoric futuristic Pokemon, or I'm like you could have just given us some brand new Pokemon. Come what are we doing?
Yeah, Gen 9 is hit or miss for me, I think. There's some I really like. I really liked Cloth.
Yeah.
Cloth. I shiny hunted him.
Yeah, I don't even think the thing for me is maybe it's not even the forms, maybe it's the names. Like it's like, oh, Bisharp. Okay, that's that cool name. Hey, other like Zigzagoon. All right, also makes sense. It's Toxtricity. You could see it. King's Gambit. Like they don't sound like Pokemon anymore. Now it just seems like you're throwing words. King's Gambit sounds like the name of a move, or like, oh, I'm gonna have my monster attack you directly. King's Gambit. Like that sounds cool, but just I don't know.
Yeah, it now that you said it, I'm like, oh my God, that's a Yu-Gi-Oh card move. Or I mean, it's literally a chess move, I think. Or no, Queen's Gambit is the one I'm thinking of, but yeah.
Yeah, King's Gambit could work too. King's Gambit, Queen's Jack's Gambit. I mean, there's King's Knight, Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, so it could either way it could work.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff with that. So yeah, it there's a combination of reasons. I think though it seems like you agree with me though. Bisharp feels like the better of the two.
Yeah, B sharp. Yeah, once again, maybe it's another thing where it's like B sharp is just try. B sharp doesn't have to try. It's B sharp. It's just cool.
Uh, what's your next one?
My next one. Okay. Hey, another one where it's like I see what they were trying to do and I appreciate both forms, but I like the pre-evolution more. Chinchou over Lantern.
I can see it. I like that.
I think it's because Chinchou looks so much more like I know they're both supposed to be like anglerfish, but Chinchou just feels so much more unique and Lantern kind of just feels like, oh, it's a big fish. Cool. Maybe it's because the eyes of Chinchou I've always found to be kind of cool looking and before they just turn to regular their eyes, but just I don't know, there was something about Chinchou I'm like, oh, I'm keeping this thing forever. And then it evolved, I was like, oh, uh I mean it's still cool, but like I like Chinchou more.
Cosine. I like the almost alien design it has, and then it loses a lot of that alien design um when it evolves into Lantern. Lantern looks a lot more friendly than Chinchou, or
Yeah.
like less alien.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of contradicting because my next Pokemon is friendlier before it evolves, but just it's just I don't know, something about it just feels like you said alien. Like this feels like, oh my God, I need to study this thing. And oh, I need to do everything I can to learn more about this. And Lantern's like, oh, it's a giant fish. And I like Lantern. I like Lantern, but just something about it feels more unique as Chinchou.
It really does. And it's like, ooh, and this is a really unique type, especially for that early in the series, Gen 2, being like water electric.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then again, also the name Chinchou, that sounds more Lantern's just like, okay, I get it. Then again, maybe I can't talk because one of my favorite Pokemon is called Weezing. That's not exactly a unique name either, but still.
Yeah. Sign, I think if it had if it kept maybe like the eye design or their specs of like the like really deep sea fish that it loses when it evolves into Lantern, I think it would be cooler.
Yeah. But that's it. Like I said, like Lantern, just prefer Chinchou.
Sorry, cat keeps jumping on me.
Well, apparently it doesn't like my answers.
So, ready for my uh final honorable mention? All right. So I put Roly-Poly over Harpole and Colossal.
Okay. Oh, both of them. Okay.
Yeah, I just and the only reason it's an honorable mention is because I like the overall design of the entire line, but I hate that its glowing red hot eye disappears.
Yeah, I get that.
I think that the other two would look so much better with this bright red glowing eye that stares back at you. And just imagine as it gets bigger, it still has those bright glow. It just changes into a regular white eye with black like people.
What's wrong with black?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
What's wrong with black? We got a we got a problem?
No, it's literally just the eye color. And that's the only reason it's an honorable mention is because it's like I liked the first original, this bright red glowing eye. It felt like, oh, it's got a lot of power behind it. And it didn't stop me from using Colossal in the end. I still really enjoy it, but I think this one design change would make it the perfect like fire rock line.
Yeah, I can understand that. Admittedly, this is a line that took a little bit. You had to do some convincing with me because I'm like, I don't know, it seems okay, I guess. And then I started playing through it when I did my playthrough of Sword after I did Shield. I'm like, all right, I'm starting to like it more. But maybe some red eyes would help.
So again, just an honorable mention, and it's simply because of its design.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't dump on this. I can't dump on this one though. Like I just started liking it. I'm just like, oh, for once, maybe he has a point. For once.
I mean, and I love the steam engine ability that literally makes it this super powerful. Like what, like you use a water type move, which is supposed to be really effective against it, but you risk that it if it doesn't faint, you've now powered it up.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah. So, alrighty. So, what's your last honorable mention?
All right. Dolliv over Arboliva.
Okay.
I just think
I
Dolliv's neat. That's literally it.
Yeah, and I don't like that it's like arms up, like just kind of there. It's like the other one, at least it looks like really cute.
Yeah, Dolliv looks like a doll that you would buy your kid, just be like, all right, maybe she'll like this, and then she holds on to it for she's like, I love it, I'm gonna keep it forever, and you're like, there's something about it that's so I'm sorry, I'm a grown man, but there's something about Dolliv that's so damn cute, and I'm just like, no, you're at level 70 right now. No, you're not evolving. No, you're staying put.
Here, have the EVO light so you can at least do some good damage.
Yeah. I don't know. And even Dolliv took a little and grass normal is kind of a not the greatest combination, but at the same time, I really like Dolliv. I still haven't evolved mine yet.
I've never used one. I'm want to shiny hunt it because I really like black olives, so I really want to shiny hunt this entire line to get the black olive version.
You're not supposed to eat them.
Well, you never know.
No, well, considering there are confirmed animals in the Pokemon universe that aren't Pokemon, yeah, they confirm that. They confirmed that when Ash challenges Misty. I'm not sure where this food is coming from.
Yeah, especially because they do imply that there are like milk tank steaks and people drink moo moo milk, which comes from Miltank. And then they also like they wanted to eat Magikarp, except for Magikarp has no meat on its bones. It's literally just skin, bones, and enough muscle to move.
Yeah. Yeah, but if I did eat a Miltank steak, I'd be like, hey Whitney, you can't use rollout anymore, can you? Go, come on, try it, go on. I'll give you a chance.
Tank deserves it.
Yeah, we might be bad people. Just if you guys are still around and you realize we're bad people and you're still here, that's just more about you than it does about us. But we still appreciate it. We just don't know why. All right, so just but an incredibly petty reason, but I just like Dolliv. I'm not evolving you. You're my child now. I'm not evolving. You're not growing up. No,
Choice, I think. I like the idea. I do like it better than I don't know how to pronounce it.
I didn't
Abavol.
either. I didn't either. But we're good. We're good. So what's your last one? What's your last Pokemon that you prefer just slightly or maybe even a lot more before it evolves?
So I have Seadra over Kingdra on mine.
Thought about
I
that.
I've always wanted to use like Seadra, but then um especially because Misty had it in or well had Horsey, and I was like, ooh, she's gonna get Seadra, and then she never really did, and then it was like, oh, and then I saw Kingdra, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And this one is literally just because I'm so annoyed that you have to get the dragon scale and then trade it. It
Yeah.
is, I know that's petty, but I am so annoyed. And I like the design of Seadra enough more than Kingdra with its spiky kind of cannon design that it becomes more of like it becomes like a different species of drag of seahorse when it evolves, that it just felt like Seadra could be so much.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, every time I see a Kingdra, I get war flashbacks to playing XD Gale of Darkness and Coliseum, and for whatever reason, someone had a Kingdra, and I kept getting my ass kicked by it. So yeah, so mine's a lot more petty than yours, but I I I do still like King. I do still like Kingdra. There is something royal. There's something royal about it, but I think Seadra itself is kind of cool enough to the point where I'm like, if it never evolved, I wouldn't have been too upset.
Mostly just because so much stuff had to go into it. It was a Pokemon I really wanted to use, and then I was pretty much told I couldn't use it because I didn't have the my link cable wouldn't work, so I couldn't trade with my friend to get Kingdra.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like it's never it's admittedly it's not even a line I use that often because part of me is also like I also just like Horsey. There's something I could stick with Horsey. Horsey's cool too, but I like them all kind of about the same. But it's never a Pokemon I use too often because it was always harder for me to catch. Mainly in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I was just like, oh, I'm still fishing, and oh, Tentacool, cool. But no, that's not what I'm looking for.
That is a problem with this line, is that it's always on like one route in the game, and you have to, and it's like the low encounter rate, which sucks for finding any of these three.
Yeah. Still though, it's not the worst. I don't know. It's something about it that, like I said, maybe it's the nom flashbacks, but there's something about Kingdom where I'm like, hey, you want it? No, get it. Either you get it out of here, or I'm having it for dinner. Which one do you want?
I could, I could see it. So, alrighty. So, what is your final Pokemon?
All right, it might be a shocker to learn that a lot of people think, oh, really? Alex likes this Pokemon, but yeah, I do. Frillish over Jellicent.
Yeah.
They pretty much just take my perfect little Frillish and decide, you know what? Let's just make it fat. Like nothing against like bigger boned Pokemon or bigger boned people. Nothing against that. Y'all know I can't talk, but at the same time, I don't know. There's just something so simplistic about Frillish, whether male or female. And I'm just like, I like it. It's a little on the creepier side, but there's something also kind of angelic about it. And then Frillish just takes away all of that.
Then they give it a mustache if it's male.
Yeah, and lipstick if it's female. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a little on the nose or on the lips, I guess. But just, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm one of the few people that's like, I actually really, really like Frillish. It's a Pokemon. Like, I want to go back and play Black and White one more time, and I want one on my team just because it's design wise, it's like creepy factor. There's something about it I've just always really appreciated.
Yeah, I've wanted to use one before. I think mine was when it was in Sword and Shield because you could get it in the wild area, but I think the issue was that where you got it was so late in the game that it's like you had an easier time actually finding the Jellicent
Yeah.
instead of.
Yeah. Oh, also Jellison feeds on the life energy of people. I'm like, that's a major problem. What? I understand why people are scared of this thing.
Mhm. Yeah. So I never quite understood until like reading the Pokedex entries why it was water ghost. I was like, oh, it's just a jellyfish, so it's just sitting on the surface. No, no, that's not it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And I even appreciate Trip having one in the black and white anime because I'm like, look, say what you want about Trip, but I at least appreciate that his team felt varied enough. Like it wasn't exclusive powerhouses. It was like, okay, so, oh, he has this, a Frillish? Really? Well, all right, sure. I appreciate when people go, I'm not just going for power, I'm going for what Pokemon work best.
Yeah, I've grown on Trip a little bit. I mean, he's definitely not my favorite by far of any of the rivals, but he's not as bad as he was at the first like 3 episodes when I originally watched Black and White and stopped after like
Worst
that.
part is I don't have a favorite Ash rival because so many of them are either I like you, but or I can't stand you. Like there's no rival where I'm like, yes, you get it. Because even Morrison, every time I rewatch the show, I'm like, man, Morrison, real? I think he's great. And then it's like, oh, he disappears. He's like, he doesn't even show up in Battle Frontier. He is gone. He is off the show right now.
I don't think he even made a cameo in Journeys like when everybody else
He
did.
did. It was just the back of his head. Like everybody else got full face fronting cameos. Morrison we just got the back of his head. I'm like, this is disrespect. This is disrespectful. So who did he piss off?
Creators, he had to go. They told him to go stand in the corner.
I'm still convinced that's the reason Tracy hasn't been on the show for the longest time. Just like, no. He did something to piss off on the. He ate the last slice of pie or something, and Drew's one of the producers. And he's like, I wanted that last slice. No, kick him. No. Like, you're not back for a while. But in all seriousness, there's like Jellicent just feels like I said. There's a bit of creepiness to it, but it's also kind of angelic. It's like a good mix. And then Jellicent's just like, we're just gonna blow it up. Just blow it up and give it a mustache or some lipstick. Okay.
Here's the inflatable pump thing. Okay, start pumping it up.
You know, if that's actually how they evolved it, it's like, you need one of those inflatable. You need give this Pokemon on what the pump, have it level up, and then it evolves. I'm like, you know what? I low key kind of respect the laziness of that, but no, it didn't work for me. I really like Frillish. Which version? I don't really care. I like them both. They're both that Pokemon that I really like, and I understand that not a lot of people do. But just like I just think it's neat.
So, and I think I can agree to that. It goes from kind of a freaky, like it almost looks more ghostly in its pre-evolution.
Yeah, and I like when it sways. I don't know why. I like that little mechanic. Like sometimes it'll just sway around. That's adorable. Dang, now I want to replay Black and White, but I'm focusing on Hoenn right now for next time.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, or are we ready to go home?
I think we're ready.
All right, my friends. What are some Pokemon that you guys like more before they evolve? Whether it's logical reasons, just the way it looks and acts, or just petty because Richard and I seem to have a lot of trauma with some of these Pokemon. Because yeah.
Please tell us your petty reasons of why you like pre-evolutions more than the final.
Yeah, petty. Honestly, I might acknowledge the more petty comment. I mean, but we'll see. But be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time. This has been Alex,
Richard,
and you have been listening to Anime Egotists. Good night, and peace easy.